What is up, Rethink Reality? We are back with another one. It's me and the big creamster, Mr. Ryan Scadra. What's up, baby? Tune in to another. yeah. Can we hold up? Can the audience get a cream?
Cream.
So if anybody listened to the previous, or it might have been 2 pods ago, Scatty and I guess a couple other guys decided to come down to North Carolina. Let me move this camera to make sure it is on tight. Decided to come down to North Carolina, and at weird points of the night, I heard that in my ear. So, I just wanted to let y'all know exactly what I heard, too. It's great, but it also scares you a little, you know? But, we're going to jump into this pod. We haven't done any sports in a minute, but we are in a full swing of sports right now, bro. Lots going on in sports, and we're just going to jump right in it, baby. March Madness. How's your bracket doing? What's happening? I believe we are in the Sweet 16 right now as far as it goes. It's currently March 21st, and I believe they will start up back on the 24th or something?
Yeah, 23rd, Thursday.
23rd, okay. Yeah, I mean, how's the bracket looking?
Dude, my bracket is awful. I had Arizona winning it all, and they lost in the first round. So, yeah, that's how bad I'm doing. But yeah, my bracket's toast. I had like VCU going far. I had just because I'm a VCU fan, but dude, it's been rough. Did you follow the bracket this year?
How many points do you have right now currently?
I don't even know. I'd have to look and see. It's probably less than 200. I'll be honest.
Dude, right now I got 337. I got a max of 1,300 left that I can still
Man, that's
get.
not too bad.
It's not too bad, but dude, I got abused a little bit in some of these. Purdue going out, I had them going in good ways. Marquette really kind of screwed me. I had Marquette and Kansas. Okay, Marquette and Kansas. I had them both in my Final Four. Both have been knocked out. It's been a rough one. What would you say has been the biggest upset so far yet, as far as heading into the Sweet 16?
I want to say Purdue, but I feel like Purdue does this shit every year, bro. I feel like they just blow, like a Big 12 team just blows it every single freaking year. Either them or I'm trying to see who else is here.
I mean, Arizona was a pretty big upset, scoring only 55 points.
Maybe Kansas, dude. A lot of people had Kansas going far. They're widely considered one of the best teams in the country. I know they were beat by Arkansas, who's not that high of a seed, but still, I mean, they should have at least made the Final Four. I felt like.
Yeah, you definitely think that. I mean, Marquette was one that came out really hot, and they were coming into that pretty hot. I believe they had a pretty good season. I mean, they just fell shambles there in the second round for 32. So, I mean, it was a mess. I don't know. And then, but I want to say, I mean, one of the bigger, that biggest upset probably was Purdue. I mean, I think that was kind of the one in the 16. I pulled a little Virginia Cavaliers, you know?
Oh, yeah, that was an upset, too. I'll tell you what, that was bad.
Yeah. I feel like there's always just one huge upset, though, in the beginning each year. I mean, it's kind of hard to avoid. As far as being someone who picks these brackets, you have to take one of these 1 or 2 seeds out in the first round. You have
to think. Yeah, you have to think too. These teams that are a 15, 16, 14 seed. I mean, these are teams that are maybe in a lower level conference, not the ACC or SEC, but are still having really good years. I mean, they've only lost a handful of times. They're having a great year. So I mean, just because they're not in a good conference doesn't mean they're not a good team. Now, granted, the level of competition is not the best, but I mean, this is still a team that has very few losses. So, I mean, it's tough for these number one teams. There's a lot of pressure, more pressure on them than I'd say these lower level teams. These lower level teams, these 16 seeds have nothing to lose, so they go out there and play like it.
Exactly.
They're oftentimes more hungry than the 1 seed too.
Exactly. Those are the most dangerous people, are the people who just don't give a fuck, and they're just out there doing whatever the hell they want to do because they're going after. I guarantee these people are clawing and biting for that ball a lot more than the number 1 seed. The number 1 seed's good, but the effort, the energy is going to be nuts. It's going to be, why not? You're showing up. You just show up. You're going against the 1 seed. You're like, it is what it is.
Yeah, you're like, fuck it. I mean, look at the way FDU played Purdue. They played them so hard, so tough. They looked like the team that wanted it way more than Purdue. Purdue was kind of playing casual, kind of playing their game, how they played all year. But, I mean, FDU was out there diving for balls, rejecting people at the rim, playing tough and physical. And that's what you have to do to beat good teams. So, it was freaking crazy, man.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess as far as who's left, I was going to ask who is the Cinderella who's coming out. But, I mean, all things point to Princeton right now. I mean, looking at everybody ranked. I mean, Princeton is the lowest one coming into this. The boys, not only are they good at school, but I mean, they're tearing it up on the damn court. I mean, they knocked out the old Zonas there in the early, took out Missouri too, and they've been winning good. I mean, I guess that Zona game they only put up like a little bit less than 60, but last game was a very good win against Missouri. They're heading into playing Creighton. How good is Creighton, to be honest? I would assume that they're a very beatable team for Princeton. But yeah, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, they're a good team. I saw somewhere that the guy for Princeton, their main player, is a guy that has like a 4.0 GPA, has had like 8 different internships, just an academic weapon as far as that goes, but like a freaking try-hard academic. And he's sitting there beating Arizona. Like, that's insane. So
yeah, we love seeing academic weapons getting after it today.
yeah, but I think as far as that Princeton-Creighton game goes, that's going to be a good game, I think. I feel like Princeton plays down or up to their competition, so I think it might be a close game.
I got you. Now, out of the teams remaining, who do we think makes the Final Four?
Ooh, good question. I think Kansas State does. I think they'll beat Michigan
State.
State. Yeah, they have a lot of momentum right now. They're the 3 seed, I believe.
Yes, they're playing Michigan. Yep, playing Michigan State, and then they'll be coming out facing whoever wins FAU and Tennessee game.
Yeah, I think out of the East, Kansas State will win.
Okay.
Tennessee's going to be tough though. If that Kansas State team plays Tennessee, that's going to be a freaking tough game. But I think Kansas State comes out. Out of that South bracket, I think Bama comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really have much competition there. Creighton, Princeton, San Diego State, all teams that are ranked 5 or higher.
I mean, you definitely want to stay on that side. The Cinderella team makes it a while, but they always have that. They just miss it. You know, they don't quite get over that hump. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think if anyone's going to take Princeton out, it's going to be Bama. But if Princeton takes out Bama, we're just assuming they already beat Creighton. They take out Bama.
That's going to be a story.
What do we do? What do we do here? Is this Princeton to the final?
If
Princeton beats Bama, there's no way. Someone is shaking in their boots if they're playing Princeton.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough question. I personally can't see it, but let's get there first. What do you say? Huh?
I agree with you. Let's get there first. Let's get past Creighton first. But yeah, I'm just curious on how that's all going to work. And then I mean, we got the other side. I would say probably the top competition right now is probably either Midwest or the West. But the Midwest is pretty loaded. I mean, Midwest, they got Miami, the boys in the ACC representing. We got Houston, Xavier, and Texas. Xavier had a really good win against Pittsburgh, but I feel like Pittsburgh kind of. I mean, they jumped out to what kind of lead against Iowa State? Iowa State was a freaking cakewalk.
Yeah. That's a tough freaking bracket right there. Midwest, I mean, anybody could come out of that, I think.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Right now, I got Texas as the winner.
Texas?
Yeah, I got Texas.
I want to say Houston, but I don't want to bet on a 1 seed. Miami, them dogs, bro. They got that chip on their shoulder. Jim Larinaga, that guy he's like a 75-year-old coach for Miami. That dude they love him over there. So
yeah,
that's going to be. I honestly can't pick that bracket. I don't know who's going to come out of it. That's going to be some exciting games to watch.
Yeah, both are coming off big wins. I mean, Houston put Auburn in the dirt. Miami put Indiana in the dirt. So I mean, they're both high-scoring teams. Hopefully, it's a high-scoring game. That would be a lot of good. But I mean, I want to say Texas beats Xavier. Then it comes down to. I think if Miami.
Tough.
Yeah, I think if Miami ends up winning, I think Texas might get it wrapped up. But if Houston comes into it, that's going to be a tough matchup to get out of there.
I feel like Texas might lose against Xavier, and then Miami might beat Houston.
You think they might lose against Xavier?
I think Miami could make a run to the Final Four.
Really?
They're a good team, yeah.
If Texas loses, Miami, I think, has a chance. But if Texas wins, I think they're going to continue the steamroll that they've already done in the earlier brackets. But
yeah, that's a tough bracket, though. I feel like the West has a little more clear-cut path. I think UCLA probably goes.
You think so, UCLA?
Yeah, I don't think
they have those injuries, though.
Huh?
They have those injuries, UCLA.
Yeah. But, I mean, look who they're playing. Arkansas, UConn. I mean, Arkansas already knocked out Kansas, so that's that. But I think...
UCLA almost lost to Northwestern.
Yeah, I know. That's like
and they're playing Gonzaga. I mean, Gonzaga is not. I don't think Gonzaga is the Gonzaga of the past. They're ranked as a 3 seed, which I feel like that's kind of a failure for Gonzaga considering their conference. and kind of how easy it is compared to everybody else. So that was kind of interesting to see them there. But I believe Gonzaga, they have that. Don't they have that? Or that Timmy kid, he didn't end up graduating, didn't he?
No, he's been kind of struggling as of late, though. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why I like UCLA to win. But I know they've had those injuries, so I still think they get it done, though. I don't think they lose.
I mean, UCLA's going to put up some points, man. Gonzaga's consistently putting up 80 plus, so that's just it's going to be at the game. UCLA's going to come out, they're going to have the ball. They can't do what they against Northwestern, so that's going to be interesting. I got one buddy who's really pulling hard for UConn. Do you think they beat Arkansas and move to the
They could.
Elite Eight?
They very well could. I mean, what Arkansas did against Kansas, that's scary. So they very well could. But I think the winner of the Gonzaga UCLA game will go to the Final Four.
Okay. Winner of the UCLA game? Okay, we'll go to the final. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Yeah, I agree with you. That's probably their Elite Eight game right there. Is that one? So yeah, I mean that should be interesting. And then all right, so we got we'll say hypothetically we got probably UCLA. We're just gonna roll out my boy from Texas, but I don't know. I mean, who do you think has the best chance of winning it right now? Like as far as everything goes
Overall.
Yeah, would you say probably Bama is probably the one that has the best chance? I mean, right now. I mean, they had the hot Kansas State and then a good Tennessee team, but rather than that, there's not really many people in their way rather than Princeton.
Yeah, I think the easiest path is probably Bama to get to the final. I mean, Bama will have to go through K-State if they make the Final Four.
Yeah.
But that Tennessee team is good too. But I think the final will probably be Bama. Man, that West and Midwest thing is so hard. I'm going to say Bama and UCLA.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna be a tough one, man. It's gonna be tough. So we'll tune in. We'll do a little update, I guess. So by the end of this week, what round will we be in? Will it be the?
It'll be Elite Eight. So
Elite Eight.
We'll actually debut this one tomorrow. That way they can get our picks before the Sweet 16 games, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I agree with you. So yeah, I mean that kind of wraps up March Madness. Now we're going to jump into another topic. The boys. They're getting the damn thing done. What's America's best pastime game? I mean, is it football? Is it tennis? Hell no! It's baseball, baby. My boy Turner is showing up. He's in home run after home run after home run. He's letting his slug hang down in front of a world audience. Let's get it going. Turner, you are a dog, as the Pat McAfee show would say. A absolute dog.
Hey, well, they're not getting it done right now. They're currently down 3-1 as we're talking live. So currently at the top of the fifth, so we need a little rally.
This is perfect. Turner's going to show up, baby. Put somebody on second. That boy going to go, and that's just going to go right over the fence.
Yeah. Well, this has been a really successful tournament for all of baseball because they were saying like some 64 million people watched the Japan game, their semifinal game. Yeah,
that was a hype game too. I saw some highlights of that. What was it, a walk-off?
Yeah, against Mexico.
Yeah,
that was a wild game. I was watching that last night. That was insane. Japan didn't lead until the final run crossed the plate, but it's been a really successful tournament just for all of baseball. So there's been a lot of eyes on this.
Yeah, I love seeing it just because I mean I feel like baseball is such if you don't play in the MLP, then it's really not that hyped up. I mean, they have other leagues, but I mean, it's not the same. But having this like on a world stage where multiple people come, it's kind of like it reminds you of the Little League World Series. But I feel like this is a little bit more legit than the Little League World Series. The Little League World Series is predominantly U.S., and then it's just like you got one team represents all of Japan, one team that represents all of like just all the different localities. With the U.S., like you have so many teams representing the U.S., but this is like an actual like world stage baseball tournament where it's so many cultures that are competing against each other. And it's pretty cool. And I believe, too, I mean, the cool thing about it is the people in MLB, it's not like everybody in MLB is playing for the U.S. Like, they go and play for their home team and doing stuff. So, I mean, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, what's cool, too, is you have Shohei Ohtani of the Angels going up against Mike Trout of the Angels.
Yeah.
This final matchup, which is insane. But let me read to you this USA lineup real quick. Leading off is Mookie Betts. Then you got Mike Trout. Then you got Paul Goldschmidt. Then you got Nolan Arenado. Then you got Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, JT Realmuto, Cedric Mullins, and Tim Anderson. That's a freaking cracked lineup. Now, the USA is missing their pitching, but that lineup, bro, is insane.
So, what do you? If you, me and Scotty both played baseball. How are you approaching this? How are you approaching top of the lineup going down? And don't give me super detailed. Just tell me your overall, because we could sit here and talk for a long time.
I think
What is your overall thing? For me, to be honest, bro, I am hammering that ball low. Like, I'm either going to skip it in or it's going to stay low. We're not going to live up. As soon as I live up, that boy is good, going. Yeah. We got to keep it low. We need rollovers. We need outs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you need to keep the ball low. But I think the main thing is you can't pitch scared, because the minute you start pitching scared, you start making mistakes. And these are like the best hitters in the world. So you can't fuck around. You're gonna have to make some risky pitches, and you're gonna have to get lucky a little bit. But if you pitch,
you're gonna have to have that little thing, Mr. Kendall used to tell us, that little change up, roll that bitch on right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Change up the speed, change up the arm slots. Throw a little here, throw a little here. You maybe haven't done it, but this is what you're doing. You got to really screw with these guys, because I mean they've seen it all. So yeah, I mean it'd be cool. I think it would just be cool to do. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying I do good. I definitely get teed off, but it would just be cool to be on a huge stage like that and do anything really, any kind of sports, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, whatever. I've always wanted to be. Or yeah, I mean yeah. Maybe one day we have a bunch of crew here and we'd have our own little tournament and we live stream it. But I mean, it's just it's so cool to see, and I just want to be in that pressure one day. You know what I mean? Just I want to have that much pressure on me. I always love pressure, even when times I pitch like shit. I don't know. I never felt like pressure got to me. I've always felt like I just didn't practice hard enough, or I didn't do that or whatever, or didn't train right, or I was dealing with an injury. It was more of that, those kind of stuff. I never felt like pressure got to me. I love the pressure because, like we talk a lot in this pod. It's about feeling alive, man. You feel that pressure that, oh my god, I never ran from pressure. I always wanted to be in that because I just love that.
That's really living. That's really living. You don't.
Yeah.
You're not going to get any better just sitting on the daggone couch. So that's
exactly.
You're living at that point.
Exactly. Like when I play golf, bro, and the people ask, "Hey, you want to play through?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's go!" Hit it for a bunch of people, because then a lot of times people are like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna hit bad." They're watching me. I'm like, "Hell no, I want to fucking send this thing so far." They're gonna be like, "Damn!"
Or teeing off in front of the old heads at the club.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's a little good transition to our next topic. If you want to.
Let's get into it. What are we teeing off on here? No pun intended.
No pun intended. We got a little Masters tournament April 4th, I believe.
Yes, sir. Masters tournament. Where is Tiger Woods at?
Is he playing? I believe he's playing. I don't think the field has been listed yet, just because it's a little early. But these are unofficial qualifiers. Basically, if you're not familiar with the Masters, if you've won before, you get an automatic. Oh shit. Get an automatic bid to play the Masters.
Everybody's got a camera down.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the Live Tour. I'm not sure if they're allowed to play or not. I think I heard somewhere they are allowed to play.
I mean, if the Master wants the views, man, they're not going to be able to have the same kind of Masters if the Live people can play. Now they might get similar ratings if Tiger plays. The audience can be there, but there is going to come a day when Mr. Tiger Woods is not in golf. And when he's out of golf, I really think the PGA is going to have to figure something out. Because, I mean, I feel like that's one big reason why a lot of people watch the PGA. And just seeing Tiger is just, especially in these bigger tournaments, maybe not the littler ones, but these really big classic tournaments, everyone wants, you're going to see who's following who, and people are going to be following Tiger. So when that comes out, I mean, they had a lot of people got taken out of the Live, which, I mean, personally, I don't blame them. Golf is one of the hardest sports to win in. It's one of the hardest sports to make money in. If you're getting guaranteed money with people who have that money to spend, they have fuck you money. They can just do whatever the hell they want. They can get whoever they want. So I don't blame them for taking the guaranteed money, but I don't see why they can't transition in between. I think if PGA wants to be smart, they should allow people to transition. You can't be like, oh, if you're not playing with us, then you can't play at all, whatever.
I mean, it's just another league. That's how you got to think about it. I don't understand why it's got to be this big beef between the PGA and the Live. It's just it's like another league. It's like the minors or something. You want to think about it with baseball. It's like the XFL and NFL.
Yeah, what it is, I think it's more ego than anything. It's the ego of the PGA and claiming I mean, they've always been known as this, and they still are. They are the place to play. But if you have some other league, it's giving you a lot of money. I mean,
well, if you got some other league that's paying you millions and more dollars, I mean, would you not take that? I mean, I think the purse for a regular PGA event is a couple million.
Yeah.
While the lowest purse on Live is $25 million.
Yeah.
It's what are you taking? I mean, honest question.
Yeah, and what are you telling these golfers who have families? Because most of them do. Most of them have families. Most of them got a girl, whatever. Like, what are you telling them? You're saying, don't get paid much. Don't be able to support your family. Which, I mean, obviously they have that much money. They can. But it's like, do you want your grandkids to be successful or set up? Or do you want to have, like, put that up in the air?
Generational wealth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
The live is generational wealth, man. So.
Yeah, and I think the main people now is like Scotty Scheffler is really hot, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's the favorite to win the Masters. But he just won. I think it was last week. I think it was the PGA Championship he won last week.
Okay.
You have to double check.
Scotty won last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he won the Masters last year. He's been on a freaking tear, dude.
Really?
Yeah, he's been killing it. So
That's
he's
good.
probably
How,
favorite.
how is Scotty as a person? Is he kind of funny or what?
Dude, he's only 26. He's cool as fuck.
26. Okay.
Yeah, he's cool as shit. He's like another one of the bros.
Okay. Cool. Because I'll be honest, I wish there was more like Brooks Koepka, kind of like fun guys in the league. Just because, I mean, that's what people. Yeah, like I mean, because you need people like that. If you don't have someone who is like Tiger Woods, who's winning all the time, we need to bring personality out in golf. Because I mean, think about good, man. There are people who have reinvented golf in a sense of having fun, doing cool stuff with it. It doesn't have to always be the super ritzy kind of. And I mean, that's just a big move nowadays. Everyone's like big into drinking in golf and doing all kinds of stuff. They're making golf fun and not this super proper classic kind of thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Masters it holds its own like weight as far as like, it's prestigious, but you got to keep making it fun because we live in a world nowadays where people want to be entertained and they want to have like fun things to watch and buy into people's personalities and all kinds of stuff. So hopefully golf continues to make moves in that sense and more people start to open up personality rather than just being a player, which I mean, I don't know, that's kind of controversial too because I mean, you have sometimes where people maybe talk too much and then it comes up an issue because they have a platform.
Yeah.
But
did you see Garrett give his mom like $100K? Did you see that video?
Dude, no, I haven't watched any YouTube in a long time. Last time I watched YouTube, I'll be honest, it has been probably like at least watching YouTube without not like having like a purpose behind whether it's something listening to something that's gonna teach me something, whatever, it was like around Christmas probably, and then it might have been before, I don't know, but I haven't even watched Good since like summer.
Oh, really?
Last summer.
Yeah, we've been grinding. We just don't have time.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm glad big old G-Rat did that, man. Yeah. I mean, the Good boys, if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, they are a group of guys who are on YouTube who do all kinds of golf videos, but they're funny as shit. I've been watching them for God knows when. I got so much, not so much. I got a couple of their memorabilia. I got their hats, polos. If y'all are watching, send me some merch, please. I love Good. I'm gonna start it back up too in the summer. Another reason I don't watch it in the winter because like I don't play golf, so it's like I don't watch as much. But yeah, they're the boys, and we love that. I think they got a big tournament coming up too.
Yeah, I saw that. Whatever they're doing,
the Good Classic or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're issuing like $100,000 check at the end of it too. So
yeah, that's crazy, man. They're good for them too. They've been killing it, and props to Garrett too because he I think he had to choose between YouTube and potentially going pro, and they wouldn't allow him to keep his YouTube channel if he went pro or something about NCAA or something like that. And he decided to do YouTube, and I mean, thank God he did because look at him now.
Yeah, because back in the day you couldn't make money off your likeliness.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was like a big thing for him. And I mean, I think even now, like what he's done, he's not similar to Micah and Grant, who are probably looking to elevate their game and to possibly go pro and do stuff like that. I think Garrett's more of like he likes playing just because like with the boys. I mean, he is really good though. Don't get me wrong. Like Garrett can beat Micah and Grant any day. Like it's not like he can't be there. He could easily be there, but he's just so bought into the brand. I mean, because how Good started. If you don't, I guess we'll just go on a little tangent. If you don't know anything about Good started with basically Grant and Micah, which is called GM Golf, Grant and Micah Golf. But it started with them and ended up Micah went to college, started playing more, and he actually branched off. It's kind of crazy because Micah's a lot older than everybody. But Grant had that core that core YouTube page. He built that up, built GM up, which they later brought in Steve and Matt, and then they branched off to Bro 5, which is a big failure with Brody. Brody, get out of here, boy. Don't mess with the G-Rat.
I like that channel. I watch a little bit of them.
No, I like Bro 5, but Brody was kind of like the rotten egg in that whole situation.
Really? I thought it was Garrett that was more the rotten egg.
No, it was more Brody. I think, don't get me wrong, I think Garrett messed up a little bit because they said like his I don't know, parents got, there was like some other stuff got involved. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the full details, but like making sense of everything that was going on, Brody knew exactly what he was doing. Garrett had no clue about anything, you know. So I mean, I don't know. I think Adam Brody, his page was dying at the time too, so he was trying to make something happen. I don't know, but that's a side tangent. But yeah, and then they built up good after that, where they brought in Colin, Max, and a bunch of other guys. Micah came back, Grant came in. Now they got guys like Luke Quan. I believe they signed someone else here recently, Bubby Golf, all the boys. So I mean, it's cool. It's just something really fun. But
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, the Masters is going to be interesting, and definitely if you're not doing anything that weekend. I've actually applied the past 2 years to actually go in person to get tickets. You have to apply. I've gotten denied both years.
I meant to apply. Damn it! Next time you do that, tell me about it because I meant to apply.
It's usually the summer is when you do it.
In the summer?
I'll tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, please tell me next time because I'd love to try and do it. I think it'd be fun as hell to go there and watch it. I mean, dude, I went to the Greenbrier one time. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's nice.
I got to see, I got to see John Daly. Got to see Phil. I got really close to Phil. And then Bubba was there. I think those were all the big guys that were there, if I remember right. But it was pretty cool. I believe Phil hit something out of the rough, on the green chip. That was pretty cool. I'll tell you what, dude. When I was there, dude, some of the zip on their balls. I mean, it's legit on TV, but dude, when you get there in person, it's like, oh my god, bro, that thing is it's
I believe
ripping.
it. I mean, they're pros for a reason, so yeah.
Yeah, I know. But it was also really cool seeing John. John had some crazy pants on, and he was just having a little time. And he had a little cigarette, just doing his little thing, Because it's like people like John, as I wish there was more of in golf. Because
Yeah.
I mean, he's really good, but it's just the personality, That's what helps people buy into watching it. Because not everyone's all about the prim and proper stuff. Yeah, it's super serious all the time,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But is there, just curious, as far as the Masters goes, is there anybody you don't want to win or people you might not like? Or
I really don't dislike anybody. I actually, I take that back. I dislike fucking Billy Horschel. I hate Billy Horschel so much. I bet on him once. Well, I bet on him. He did so freaking bad. But the problem with him is I was watching his entire round because I had money on him.
Yeah.
And dude, this dude is, I've never seen someone more meticulous about their routine. He's one of those guys who takes 5 minutes just swinging practice swings before he hits his ball. He'll line over it, and then he'll get uncomfortable, and he'll go back and watch it, and then he'll line over it again, and then he'll get another uncomfortable, and then he'll go back and look at his line again. And I mean, dude, it is hard watching him play golf.
I can't stand people like that. They drive me nuts, man. Being on the course, bro, I'm always been the guy, I give, one or two swings. If I chunk it really bad on the second one, then I might take, step out. But, yeah, I mean, it's go golf here, man. I hate when people are taking their long time doing stuff. Especially, when someone's really shitty, which they're not. He's really good. But when someone's really shitty on the golf course doing it, it's bro, you're going to miss the putt. Stop reading it 20 times and sitting there and doing all this stuff. But, yeah, no, we need that's another thing in golf, too, and finding ways to make it a faster pace game. Because I know baseball struggle with that, and they're implementing new rules with all that. But, yeah, it's just – that's one big thing. Now, I was going to ask, how do you feel about old Bryson DeChambeau?
Dude, I like Bryson. I know a lot of people who didn't like him during the whole Brooks thing. They sided with Brooks versus Bryson. But I like Bryson. When he started coming on GM Golf and kind of showing his personality and just how he putts, and when he went on Kyle Berkshire's channel as well, he's a cool freaking dude.
Yeah, I think he does seem like a cool dude. I love Kyle Berkshire. He's a freaking beast.
Yeah.
Dude, man can hit that ball so freaking far. And and when you look at all these guys, most of them are huge. Dude, Kyle just torques that thing up, bro. He's just long, and he's not slender, but I mean, he ain't super thick. He just
looks
gets
like
crazy
he's as hard as he can every time.
Yeah, but it's cool watching him swing a damn club. But I mean, the whole thing with DeChambeau, I like DeChambeau. He seems like a cool guy, all that. Like you said, I did see that on when I was watching Good. He seemed cool. But I just hated how he handled that situation. It was kind of for instance, when me and you played cornhole, bro, if you would have gotten super mad if I chirped you playing, it's bro, what's the point of sports? We're not going to sit here and just put earphones in and not say anything. That's another part of sports. You have all the athleticism. You have all this other stuff. But there's people going to be chirping and cheering. What's the whole point of not doing it? Even now, even if you don't get on the field, bro, you get it on social media. Like you're gonna get it everywhere, and that's just that's I feel like that's how you keep people into it too. You know, it's like if you weren't had to shut up and not say anything, you know, I just feel like people aren't gonna be as connected because sometimes the people who are the biggest shit talkers are the people who watch sports the most.
So I think that's kind of good for golf too, having that kind of rivalry like that.
Yeah. But I was wanting to definitely side with Brooks. I mean, I felt like Brooks got in his head a little. He was chirping.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't do that. Like he was even like a point where like Bryce would hit something, and then people say in the crowd, he'd walk up to him like getting pissed. Like bro, like come on, bro. You don't realize the more you show attention to it, the more it's coming at your way. Especially nowadays, people are ruthless, bro. People don't give a shit about anything. If you start like acting a little weird about it, oh dude, it's gas. It's not brakes.
Well, especially when golf is such a mental game too.
Yes.
One
thing I do give credit, I love Bryson for the fact he's trying to reinvent golf. Everyone talks about, I mean, like there's techniques and all that and getting the feel, but he really tried to, like he's talking about like lining up a ball based on the dimples and trying to figure out there and hitting it on a certain part because like if you hit it on a weird part of the dimple, it's not going to roll right. So I really like how he's coming at it from a math standpoint, especially as an engineer. It's just so cool to see like his way of analyzing the game and what he's doing. And he was trying to reinvent it too, because a lot of people are more finessing nowadays, and his attitude was more of, I'm just going to outdrive you, I'm going to hit it harder than you, and I'm going to put myself in better positions to get that eagle. Now I might make a couple pars or a couple bogeys because there's situations I'm taking risks, but I'm going to have more opportunities to get scoring lower. Because if you're not Tiger, I mean, if you're not on that tear kind of like Tiger, it's tough to be hitting all this stuff, hitting all those birdies and eagles when you're not there with the distance. But nowadays too, the whole technology, everything, it's definitely helped out. But it was just cool to see him doing. I mean, I think one of my favorite videos recently in golf was the DeChambeau. I can't remember what hole it was, but it was over that big water hole on a par 5, and you'll have to look it up. I can't remember what tournament.
Oh, and he went like this.
Yeah, but it was Arnold. Like Arnold. Dude, it was like 340 to clear it. Bro completely cleared the shit out of it. He was
egged on by the crowd, too. Like, the crowd was egging on. He originally wasn't going to do it. Then he grabbed another club and was like, yes, I'm just going to do it.
And that's what I love. That's why I started really liking Shambo. And then the whole Brooks thing, I was like, God, what are you doing, man? But he is a cool guy. But, dude, that was awesome watching that shit, bro. Like, could you imagine being there, you're talking to the golf, like, yo, come on, dude. He's like, fuck it. Because, like, that's what happens with the boys. That's what happens with the boys.
Man's playing for millions of dollars, and he's
got all these sponsors and shit. He's like, bro, we're clearing the fucking water. Like, yeah.
Like, you gotta respect him for that. I love shit like that.
Yeah. So like that shit, like I love watching him do that, and that's what like the cool part of golf. Like he's reinventing golf. No one was doing that before. Don't get me wrong. John Daly has been driving the ball for a minute. He started that long distance hitter, like pull it and rip it. But I mean. I think when you compare them both, bro, I think DeChambeau's probably out driving him.
DeChambeau's rethinking his reality when it comes to golf. That's what we love to see.
He really is. He's dialing that bitch up, man. He is sitting there and trying to figure out different ways to attack this game that people are not looking at. And so that's why I do I drift to liking him more than not. But I was just like, hopefully he learned from that Brooksy thing because that was I didn't like when all that shit was going on. He's kind of being a little doll about all of it. But yeah. So. But yeah, I mean, this kind of wraps up a little sports pod. We haven't done these in a minute. We used to do a lot of football stuff. We did one with Leo with basketball, but I mean, basketball is not our biggest forte. We're big football guys and fantasy. Scatty's a really big baseball guy too. Big card collector, knows all about this stuff. So if y'all ever want to hear anything about more baseball or anything card related, whatever, I mean, this man is the myth, the legend. He understands everything. He understands brands, he understands all kinds of stuff that you can dive into. So if anybody ever wants to understand more about that, just reach out to us at rethinkrealityrm@aol.com. Hit us up on social medias. We plug it all in the bio. So all you got to do, or not even really bio, you can just check this listing, whether if it's a YouTube or it's this pod, just click on more and you can see all our other places to reach out to us on Instagram or TikToks, and we can talk to you a little bit about it.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. We'll wrap this puppy up. We're right at around 35 minutes, so that was a good pod.
Yeah, it's been a great pod. I mean, we talked a little bit of sports. I guess when we put this out, it's probably going to be, well, I guess it'll be a little late, for this game tonight, but U.S., pull your shit together. Turner, make the magic happen again.
Let's see what the score is before we sign off.
Yeah, what's the score right now?
It's top 6, 3-1.
Sheesh. When's Turner coming up?
He is up. He just hit. He went
Shit.
struck out swinging.
Ah, damn it, Turner. He might get a chance in the ninth.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, hopefully. I'm gonna turn after this podcast. I'm gonna turn this puppy on and watch the rest of it.
Hell yeah, I might have to do that for myself. But I got to stream it, I guess, because may as well pay
bootleg,
cable.
right?
We're going, yeah, do some bootleg streams, you know how we do. Please don't arrest me if you're hearing this pod. But, yeah, I mean, it's been a good pod, baby. We're going to wrap this thing up. See you boys later. Remember to bet your life on March Madness because Texas is going all the way. I picked them to win, baby. Let's go. March Madness, let's go. Boom. See you later.